Okay, this will be the update on the other video, and then hopefully I'll upload some teaching videos in a little while. You know, I smell gas. Let me give you a little thing on that. The motorcycle pothole. I've seen some much worse than what you saw today, but I hit that thing head on, and I had to stand up and bang that. I got in a motorcycle wreck many years ago when I was working at the fire department. I was on Armstrong Street on the Kawasaki 400, which was one of the motorcycles I had. And a lady on Armstrong Street in Kingsville, she stopped like in the middle of the street, and motorcycles, you know, if somebody stops in the street, you pass on the left. So as I went to pass, I kind of gunned it. You know, I might have been doing 30. And she turned right in front of me. I flipped over her car, the hood, and I landed head first in the street. Now, I did have a helmet at that time. I think we had the helmet laws back then. I was totally numb. And the ambulance, the guys I worked with, I was off duty that day. They came and picked me up, and they kept telling me. I said, "Oh, my bike." I think they told, "Oh, my bike," and they said, "Don't worry about the bike." So they took, of course, I was totally numb laying on that street. And I remember it was almost like I thought, oh, not that I thought I was going to die, but when you're completely numb and you can't feel anything, it'd be like maybe if you on a particular drug trip and you don't feel anything. And so you think, oh, this is... But anyway, they took me to the hospital in Kingsville, my guy's ambulance, and I told the doctor, no, I'm okay, I'm fine. And then after I told him all that, then I realized, I had all types of like tar burns on my leg or whatever. You said you were, I said, well, I didn't see that. I didn't know it was there after I already like checked out. I might have been off of work for a week or two. Now, I could have sued and got so much money, because it was the daughter of a doctor in Kingsville. They lived there close to A&M University, and she admitted it. She was apologizing in the street because she seen me flip over her car. But I didn't sue. But initially I just contacted their insurance company and said, no, I just need you to pay, I needed to get another motorcycle. Paid the damage, totaled. And then they stopped talking to me like, oh, this guy's going to get money. She admitted, the police report said she turned left without the blinker, which she admitted, turned into me. All of that could have been money. But then I went to the insurance place in Kingsville, which is located like in a little mall. I don't know if it's still there. I said, look, all I want is the $1,800, whatever the value of the bike was. Ready? I signed here, and her insurance paid me that. I went and bought a Suzuki 850. From Eddie Yacklin, who used to be a small town used car dealer. Now he's very big time, but he had an 850 Suzuki GSL, and I had to change a tire or something, so I was happy. But I had some injuries over the years, just different types, and then my neck for many years was, and so we always thought, oh, that could have been part of it, like that wreck I had. So that's just been a history of it. But then I'm thinking today, I've seen some bad, you'd kill yourself on some of them. And then just last week, the Corpus Christi Times had an article online that said, the increase in motorcycle deaths. And then I thought, because I always wondered, how come we don't have a lot of people just hitting those and dying? Because what the cops do at a motorcycle wreck, even if the hole is 6 feet deep, they say he lost control of his vehicle. You say, no, we investigate. No, you're worried about liability is what you are. What should I do? I'm the mayor. When you have a hazard on any road that can cause the death of a person driving the legal speed limit, you shut that thing down. Because it's better for people to be inconvenienced and have to go around the block than for you. And there's so many like that. And it made me wonder how many motorcycle deaths, which the Times just said has an increase, how many happened because of that? in this local South Texas Corpus Christi, you're looking about at the bottom line. You say, John, and I'm the sheriff, and you have videos about me. Why? I criticize that you had that disabled kid in your jail how many years ago, came out in the media, and his doctor and family said he's got a mental disability. He's at risk of being raped, sodomized in the county. And sure enough, that kid was. And the city then settled for $250,000. If I believe Kalen was in charge at that time. That's a criminal liability in my mind. That you were notified. And yet we look in this community and we close our eyes to that stuff. Those things should be looked into and checked out. Now, why am I mad about some of the areas I just did my walk? I've had multiple friends over the years, some who have now died. I've given their names and everything. And so, over the years, they had threats by cops. One was, leave this area, go to Port A. He went to Port A for 6 months. Said, if I ever see you back in this city again, I'll arrest you on the spot. These things happen. And then they asked me later, when they told me the story, how could they do that, John? And I knew how they did it. They made up a criminal trespass. They thought it's no big thing. The corrupt judges in this county, the drug-dealing, corrupt bastards in this county, they just look at that and we don't have time for we're here about, and they sign that off. Now, one of my friends who was just in jail again for 2 months, just got out 2 days ago. I don't ask him about it. And they stopped him on his bicycle and supposedly found a controlled substance in the handlebars, an empty bag. He claims it wasn't his, whether it was or not. But that's what he told me about how they stopped him. He was outside of a local convenience store where I live. And they came and arrested him and said, the people in the store filed a criminal trespass against you. That's used here like candy. When he got out, that girl that had to sign that paper told my friend, she bought him $30 of food and stuff, gave him some money, and said, I didn't want to sign that, but that officer made me. I count that if you're doing shit like that. What about that cop from another state that was on a rape rampage of black girls? Finally got busted. But he was getting away with that for years. And what would the father be able to have done? Nothing. That cop could have targeted that man's family, there were black women, and some of them were drug problems and prostituting, and that cop was helping themselves to all of those women, pulling them over. I'll give you a ticket unless you give me this, do this. Oral sex. You should have an accountability. Do we tell the public, why don't we have any resolution on that college student who died in the campus here? Why didn't you ever come out and, maybe it was a suicide? Maybe. It was simply reported that we had a young girl that was found, or a young college student, girl or boy, found dead on the campus. I've not heard nothing on that. Where's the transparency in this region? When my friend told me that the girl that worked at that Stripes, it's the one that everybody goes to, Waldron Road and SPID, Flower Bluff, she apologized to my friend and said that cop made me sign a criminal trespass. So do we tell the public, you might be in this city, visiting, tourists, whatever. You could walk out of a Walmart and a cop can say, come here, to your child. Come here, young 18-year-old girl. Yes, sir? What do you do? Well, I'm a student here in Corpus Christi. I go to A&M University. Get in a cop car. What? I was shopping. Get in a cop car. We got a criminal trespass on you. She'll be screaming her brains out. You process her through the county. You do a weekend there, whatever. Then the cop can, we dropped it. And that girl would be terrorized and say, we've never thought the United States has things like that. Come to South Texas. We have plenty of those. We have plenty of those. That's number 2.